Today, I want to talk about a horrifying moment in my life. This shook me to my very core. I was pretty fucked up by it. A moment of clarity where I truly saw myself for the kind of person I was. I saw the situation I was in and realized the bulk of that is on me. There's no pleading to a lesser crime. And thanks to that, I stopped drinking, well, for now, 16 years later. And I change my personality as much as I possibly can, and I'm still trying. Clarity, once it hits you, it is horrifying if you're living the wrong life. There's no defense against it. You live long enough, it will hit you. It will get you right in the short hairs. We're going to be voting in a new president. I'm not somebody who's stuck in one mode. I pay attention to everything both sides say, and I vote for the best outcome. But when it gets too shitty, like when George Bush Jr. ran against John Kerry, I still voted. I still voted. I just didn't vote for either one of those fuckers. Good God, they're like, he was like Kerry was like the Democratic mirror version of what fucking George Bush Jr. was. He was the other side of the coin, and that coin was worthless. If you don't pay attention to everything that's going on, if you let yourself, you let your eyes glaze over and you have these fantasies of Mayberry, USA possibly being true and coming to reality near you, you know nothing about history. Sorry. A friend of mine once was talking about his time in the South. He's an elderly man. And I looked at him and I said, Harold, in that golden era that you grew up in, you are a gentleman of the old South. He goes, yes, yes, I am. Did you hold the example of women up high in your esteem? Did men care for and venerate women and saintliness and sobriety? He goes, yes. Okay, how many whorehouses were around back then? He smiled and said, 7. I looked at him and said, hypocrisy, thy name is Christian. He laughed again and started telling me about how all the pastors had the same bookie. What you're being sold by the Republican Party is an illusion. If you even try to go better than skin deep, it just it fragments. They talk about battling inflation. They had a chance under Biden to fight against inflation, force companies not to price gouge, but the Republicans stopped them. They talk about, I still think this is racism, the border conflict, illegal immigration. Democrats held their nose and voted for everything the Republicans wanted. And they still didn't want to do anything because it worked for them. If it's such a horrifying doom that's going to be engulfed in us all from the border, why did they work against it being solved by everything they wanted? Do you want to see this obscenity of a future where a lot of choices are taken away from you? You might be free to think anything in your head, but if you speak out, you will be informed upon. Look at the McCarthy hearings. Better dead than red. This delusion that in a country that has thousands and thousands of denominations of Christianity, that your version is going to come out on top. As I always say, mainstream Catholicism is considered not to be true Christianity by everyone else. I'm asking you to be mindful. I'm asking you to consider the entirety of the situation instead of being obliterated by the moment of clarity that's going to see what hand you played in the downfall of freedom in this country. Also, check down below. I got a GoFundMe going. Please and thank you.